What's going on, guys? Jesse Haynes here with CardLines.com, and today we're going to talk about how to find cards that you can send to the eBay vault and what cards you should think about when you're doing that. I'm going to identify a few cards that are examples. Yes, if you're watching this video while the auctions are still live, obviously you can go buy them. But if not, I want you to pay attention to the logic, because I think the logic on why you should buy them is evergreen, while the listings will not be. So to start, we're going to talk about identifying cards that you can send to the eBay vault. Now, we have heard that eBay is working on a filter that is going to make it easy to look for what cards are already stored in the eBay vault, but right now that's not a thing, at least not yet. So you want to just buy cards that are eligible. And when it comes to cards that are eligible for the vault, if you go to the eBay vault page and read the FAQs, it says, for now, eBay will accept single graded trading cards and graded authentic relic and patch cards that are purchased for more than $250 on eBay. Now, note that there are grading companies that are listed, and these are very important to pay attention to. If you check on the article that accompanies this video, we have all this listed out. So now, with that in mind, if you're trying to find cards that are for the eBay vault that you're trying to vault, and within the guidelines that eBay's provided right here, the easiest thing to do is think about what you want to search. So to start off this morning, what I did was I searched Joe Burrow 2020. So 2020 says rookie year. Some people say RC, some people say rookie, more people say 2020. So I kind of typically use the rookie year as a grab all. But if you want to say rookie or RC or whatever, you can search however you want. But just do your normal search, and then we're just going to use filters, basically. So there's filters here where the first thing I want to do is sort by professional grading company. Of course, we looked at the different companies right here. I'm kind of picky on who I want, so I only want to look at BGS, and I'm going to also add PSA. So now we have cards that are only graded by BGS or PSA, at least we should. So we're looking through there, and then we're also going to, here's the price threshold, so we're going to add 250 as the floor, and it's going to show us only cards that are $250 or more. It has to be a single, so you can't buy an auction like this, but just having some familiarity with the rules of how the vault works should really guide you on your decision-making process. And of course, there are also going to be some auctions that do not appear in this filter, that are currently selling for less than $250, but we'll eventually get there, so you're going to not see those. But if you're really looking for cards that are definitely going to be eligible, this is the best way as of right now to do that process and then to find them. So you can look through, and like we've discussed, everything here should be eligible to send to the eBay vault. If I click on it, it says right here, send this item to the eBay vault. This is how you'll know. So I have gone ahead and spent, half an hour searching this morning and identified a few different cards that I wanted to suggest for you to search and at least talk through my logic on the way, so you know what I'm thinking when I'm buying cards and thinking about vaulting them. So I wrote an article, I'll link it below in the YouTube show links, but I wrote this article that's called, Tips for Making Money Using the eBay Vault. And I talked through my 3 biggest strategies, most of which are my strategies for just making money on eBay. You just make more money on the eBay vault since it doesn't have the selling fees. You make about 12% more per transaction, which is really nice. One of the big strategies I discussed was finding cards that are misspelled. This one is a perfect example of that. It is a Joe Burrow rookie card instead of a Joe Burrow. So he has this PSA. It's a field level blue disco prism numbered to 25. A population of 6. This card recently sold. If you go to recent sales, you can find it for yourself for $18.50. So he's currently asking slightly less than it recently sold for. And the logic of misspelling the players' names, obviously, it's going to be found by less people, less eyeballs on it, and therefore it's less likely to sell for the asking price. So my thoughts are, if you're kind of one of the first movers here, you might be able to talk him down from $17.50 to, start your negotiations where you feel comfortable, $1,000, $1,200, see what happens. Either way, I think it's a good long-term hold, something to send to the vault. Next card, same concept. This is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It is Shea Gilgeous. I misspelled his last name. Once again, so same strategy. This one is being priced. There's no comps of this exact card. there is a PSA 10 number to 25 Mojo Prism rookie that looks, this is the Blaster exclusive and the Mojo is the hobby exclusive. So there was a Mojo that sold for about $5,000 is a PSA 10. That makes me think this $36.95 is probably a little bit high, but if you wanted to start your negotiation and send an offer for $2,000 or $2,500 or whatever and get the ball rolling, that's something that I would do. Again, I'm not an expert. This is not financial advice, but it is just like using my gut reaction, and after watching the season and how the NBA season's unfolding. Same thing applies to, my football card that I recommended too. Just kind of using my experience as an eBay flipper and card seller over time. This is kind of how I would approach it. And then lastly is this 2016 Bowman Prospects Yellow Tatis rookie. Obviously, he has not seen the field in a long time, and one of my big strategies is buying during the off season because it really swings cyclically. You can buy during the off season and save quite a bit of money. And Tatis in particular, he's at an all-time low because the PED scandal. And this is, don't take this as any kind of endorsement for anything he did. I strongly discourage his off-field behavior. I think that it was wrong, and I think that he was cheating. But I do think just objectively and analytically, his cards are at an all-time low right now. So if he can get his act together and come back and maybe, admit his wrongdoings and bring back that energy and that swag that he brought to baseball, made it so fun for so many, that this card could have a lot higher ceiling than it does right now. So you're buying in the off season, you're also buying a player that is low and you could sell for high. It's a risk because of everything involved with the Tatis situation right now, but just an example of, again, how my mind would work if I'm buying cards that I'm trying to sell in 2 to 3 years and that I want to send to the vault in the meantime. So that's my thoughts. That's how I'm going to attack the vault, and that's how I'm going to look at flipping them. Obviously, you do what works for you, but seeing how I approach this with these 3 examples, maybe you're going to be able to glean some kind of information there that's going to be useful and prove evergreen as you, no matter when you're watching this video, as you begin searching on the vault for yourself. I found all these, like I said, in about half an hour, so hopefully you can find some awesome stuff too. Thanks, come back next time and we're going to talk more about the eBay Vault.